Well, good evening, everyone, or maybe good morning or afternoon, depending where you're joining us from. Welcome to Luna. We are on our way to California. Welcome aboard. We've got Magnus on the driver's seat. We're running the stream, first broadcast out of Luna, and we're glad to have you hanging out with us here tonight as we maybe have a really nice sunset and head off on this journey, 2 days from Starbase to California. And it is just great to have you here. We do know that we're running this off of Starlink, so fair warning, there may be some little dropouts now and then as we go through some of these valleys that you can see here this evening, but we wanted to get on here, try it out, see how it goes, and just hang out and answer some of your guys' comments and questions while we continue this journey. So if you have those, make sure you take a moment, tag us at the launch pad. I'll do my best on answering those live. If you have questions for Magnus, take them at the launch pad and tag at Magnus. And yeah, it's just great to have all of you jumping on here. World's coolest driver, says Tweetsy. I happen to agree. It's been a great day. But yes, Rocket Pending says you bought Luna. Yes. So we are incredibly grateful for the opportunity, having worked with Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut, over the last few weeks to finalize this, and we picked her up last night. Got to run out to Starbase, that's the thumbnail picture, and we hit the road here today. So now, is Luna going to be fully online next week? No. This is going to take a bit of time, and we're going to dive into more of that probably tomorrow on another stream, and then in some posts coming forward. And there's going to be ways you guys can partner with us to bring Luna online in a way that we want to do, kind of a new era for her. Definitely inspired by Tim Dodd, inspired by even just the history of the vehicle with NBC prior to that, and excited to do what we think is best with her and have her ready to deploy when she's ready. And that's only thanks to your guys' generous support. This literally would not have been possible without you guys being here, watching, liking, sharing. Step for TLP to jump into something like a vehicle, and there's a lot to do to get her fully online. But the fact that we brought this together in 72 hours, really, that we are live on the road, Starlink, multiple cameras. And when I say multiple, we even have there's two, there's a third. I can switch over to this one where I'm down here instead of over there. So this is just a taste of what's going to be coming from Luna and from TLP as we really step into kind of a new future for TLP. This year. This is just a taste of new overlays, new designs, and a new level of broadcast that we're excited to do. So can you get a squeegee out on the windshield? Every gas station we have stopped at has not had squeegees. We've tried. We'll wash the windshield for you. We should have said a super chat. If you want to wash the windshield, it's a $5 super chat or something. But hopefully that's maybe a little bit better for you guys. But yeah, it's great to have you guys here with us. Again, just thank you. You guys, many of you in the chat have been here for years, and y'all know what the last year and a bit was like. So to go from that to something as incredible as this is really, really special. So I appreciate you guys. And we got lots of people jumping in over. But as usual, let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Let us know how you're hearing us for it. Both Magnus and I are mic'd up. So Magnus, talk.
Hey guys, welcome to Luna. We've been on the road now for about
9.5 hours.
9.5 hours. We've driven, I can give you live stats. We've driven 420 miles. That's not that is a coincidence.
That's actually legit. That's great.
And we're heading to El Paso.
El Paso.
Yep. So as you know, we are driving through a little bit of a hilly area. Our Starlink is mounted in the windshield, so there are chances that we lose a little bit of connection because the angle isn't completely optimal. But we're doing our best here. The sun's about to go down. We expect it to go down in the next 30 minutes or so. But with that, we're going to have a little bit of daylight and set that drive. So it looks like it's going to be a good night, and we're really happy to have you guys online here today.
Harvey's watching from North Carolina. Great to have you. Appreciate you. Lots of blue in the chat. The TLP team jumping on. They haven't even seen this yet, guys. So you're seeing this as fresh as they are. Yeah, it's a fun day, an exciting day. If you happen to take a moment, share out the stream, and invite people to jump on. We're happy to answer you guys' questions about Luna, future of TLP, spaceflight. There's been lots of things happening. Obviously, we're all watching to see if Firefly gets off the ground here this evening. Hopefully, we'll see. But some also big news for the Artemis program, the future of the landers, different things like that. So,
yeah, in short, there's a lot to discuss here tonight. So we'll take some things and play them by ear. But yeah.
Rory's tuning in from Westchester, Illinois, just outside Chicago. 6:57 p.m. Central. We're in the same time zone for a few more hours. APS Dev asked, to which event is Luna going? So we don't want to commit to a specific event just yet that we're gonna, fully deploy her. We're really testing her out here today and tomorrow to see how she's doing. She's been incredible so far. Getting her on the road. She definitely wants to drive. She's a beast of a vehicle, so she likes to drive. She doesn't like to sit, so we're glad to get her back out. There is stuff to still do, and what I can do is if I swap one of these cameras, and then I swap this camera this way, we can actually bring you inside while still showing you outside. So that is the inside of Luna. If you look at the back, it's a little empty. She needs some production equipment, and so we need to build her out. But I do want to say first and foremost, just to Tim again, thank you. This is an incredible opportunity that we've partnered together to make this happen and transition Luna to stay in team space, but also to even just keep Luna, keep the name. It's something that we talked about, and Tim's given kind of that blessing on it to keep her alive and give her a new life, and we're really excited about that. So Matthew Chesterton, $5 super chat. I thought I was the world's greatest driver. I sang Taylor with you. You got beat. Someone sang Hillsong and knew every single word, and it was my favorite song. So sorry, you got to try again, Matt. Let's see here. Catching up. But for what events Luna's going to, there's a bunch of things that we're planning on hopefully having her for. We're going to do a phase deployment where we're not going to go, phase one, everything full build out. We'll do some phased rollouts of, what we're doing for Artemis, and then expand from there, and then expand from there. And we're going to do a lot of videos for it, so stay tuned. Most likely tomorrow, we'll be relaunching TLP's Patreon with some new Luna-specific tiers, where you guys will get to go behind the scenes in Luna, see some of the raw streams when we're working on her, see some behind-the-scenes edited videos. We'll do some members-only versions of these in the future as well. Of course, we'll still do some public ones. But we're going to kind of relaunch TLP's membership most likely tomorrow, just in general for the whole channel, which will include new members-only streams and TLP created content and things like that, early access. So definitely stay tuned for that announcement tomorrow, and then you'll be able to sign up for that. We obviously know not everyone can afford $1,000 level, so we're not any means going to do that. We're going to have some that start at like $2, $5. To get on board, and there's going to be some neat things that you can do with Luna in a way that you can actually have your name in Luna, or possibly even have something on the outside of Luna as an option. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So on terms of deployment, right now we are heading towards California. Luna will be positioned in California for the foreseeable future, where we'll be doing some upgrades in order to get her worthy of rocket chasing. As you see now, Luna is quite empty. She is the bare bones, but she's a great vehicle. Has a great engine in it. We've done a couple repairs since Luna has been dormant for the past 6 months to a year or so. So this is the first drive Luna gets in a little while. But there's definitely a couple upgrades. So I expect to see her a couple times at Vandenberg, Now, we would like to potentially get her up. This is a huge call. We would love to see if we could get her worthy of some sort of Artemis coverage, but that is varies on. It relies on quite a bit of factors. Getting this vehicle transported coast to coast is no easy task. Just in fuel alone, we've I don't know exactly. There should be a counter on your screen that says how many gallons of fuel we used since last stop. That count keeps going up every single mile we take. Luna doesn't get the best performance, but
she's a little heavy.
She drives, and she drives well.
Yeah, it's definitely something we'll share more tomorrow. We'll share more over the next the week or so on the ability on whether we think we can get her out to Artemis 2. There's a lot of conversations Magnus and I'll have especially after today, after tomorrow. We'll have a much better idea, obviously, exactly how she's operating fuel-wise and the current fuel economy and fuel pricing. As you can see, the highest isn't so bad, as you can see on the overlay, but the further we go west, the worse that number's going to get. So stay tuned for that tomorrow, yeah, we'll see if we can find a way to get her out there. That's definitely going to be something where if the community wants to see Luna, even in her current state, out for Artemis 2, I think we can do it.
We'll do everything in our power.
Yeah, but we'll see how the community can maybe help, because we know for a fact that's going to be about $2,000 in fuel alone. So that's a lot to go coast to coast. So we'll have to wait and see. But Ginger said this is a wonderful idea. The Luna will help your coverage of rocket launches. Would suggest you get a supply of windshield wipers. We just got brand new ones. So these are new ones on the vehicle, but it is definitely something that when you're on the interstate, there's there's bugs. Everyone says there's no bugs anymore. Oh, trust me, there's bugs. But yeah, I'm glad the weather's okay for you guys, says Canada Boy. Yeah, it's been really nice. We were watching the weather in Texas last couple of days. We know there's quite a big cell of storms in the northeast and then stretching out northeast of the United States. So if you're in those areas, please make sure you're staying tuned to your local weather there. We don't want to turn Luna yet into a storm chasing vehicle. Maybe one day, who knows, we'll have to wait and see. But Canada Boy, where are you going? Tonight we're stopping in El Paso, and then we'll be heading off to the Los Angeles area. And that's where Luna will be for the foreseeable future. We'll do a lot of testing at Vandenberg, and then she will at some point deploy where she needs to go. That's one of the beautiful things with her, is that really anywhere in North America we could go. If we really needed to go to Alaska, we could. If we really needed to go to one of the Canadian launch sites when they come online, we could. And the exciting thing is once she's built out, we can, hopefully maybe partner with some of those upcoming launch providers to equip them to come online in a much more stable ability. This broadcast is just by Starlink Mini, and honestly, it's doing pretty good. Less than 5% dropout, and we're not exactly in flat conditions. So if we had this properly mounted with the big Starlink that we already have for her, waiting for install, we'd have no issue. We can't show it from here, but it's a little side thing. If you know Luna, we do have a 70-foot extendable mast in our trunk, so that also opens up some really special opportunities. If it snows, the Canadian drives. It's second nature to us. No, the Canadian definitely does not drive. I'm not a hidden person to say I don't have my license. I have focused on traveling the world, doing production, humanitarian aid. That's something I'm working on. We'll get that this summer, but the nice thing is, with Magnus being a great driver, I've been able to focus on getting this all online today with his help of the equipment. We're only a few hours into being in Luna, and we are live. Uncle Yukon, why are you going to LA? We have some partners and stuff there. It's a great place to have it. It's where Magnus is based.
It's the best coast.
Whoa! We're not starting that battle day one. Maybe we'll put a poll in the chat. Which coast is the best? We'll have to see. No, Magnus is based on Space Coast West, and he'll be helping kind of take a lead on the vehicle while I travel around when needed. So that is going to be an awesome thing. Hi Lizzie, how's it going? Besides wipers, maybe a 5-gallon gas tank for emergency, safety kit, blankets. We don't have blankets yet. We do have an emergency bin. I can actually swap this.
With Starbase rocks.
Where is... I have so many cameras. If I switch this way, we've got a bin here. We've got another bin in the back. One of those is a whole emergency kit already. We've got a safety vest here, pylons, jumper cables, emergency water, first aid kit, a bunch of other stuff. Blankets is a cool idea. Tweetsy, world most uncool driver.
Wow.
He thinks he's pretty cool. Colin says Canada has 3 coasts. Churchill is the blast. I mean, that's the neat thing. I mean, maybe one day Luna has to go from coast to coast to coast to coast.
I mean, you never know.
It'd be quite the trip.
With cadence supposedly increasing here at Starbase, Florida, and even at Vandenberg, Luna could have a busy future. We don't know exactly how that's going to go yet. I mean, Starbase with Flight 12 coming up in the next 1 to 2 months, that's obviously going to start kicking up activity as Pad 2 is complete. We have a couple pads coming up for Starship in Florida, and I mean just increased cadence in general at Florida, different launches. We're supposedly going to have a couple more SLS launches. I would presume we'll see some more providers, Stoke, Relativity. So Florida Space Coast is going to go crazy in 2027, and Vandenberg is going to see a little bit of a rank up as well. SpaceX has acquired Slick 6 at Vandenberg. Now, last time I checked, they have started demolition work at Slick 6. So that does mean we are coming to an end of an era with the shuttle launch pad, which is unfortunate, but that means they're going to start rigging that out for Falcon Heavy. If we're lucky, we may see a Falcon 9 launch by the end of 2027. I personally don't think so, but I am looking forward to see more updates coming from there. We expect to see Vulcan to launch in around June, and there's going to be a couple other launch providers going to ramp up production launches at Vandenberg as well. So I mean, the Space Coasts here are really, really racking up. We even see Rocket Lab; they're going to start launching more often from Wallops. So it's all ahead full from now.
Yeah, I would love to see Luna at Neutron, because I think that's 27. So it would be cool to take her to Neutron. I think one thing we're still designing things on wraps and all of that, you know. So stay tuned. That's going to take some time, but it'd be kind of fun for like big events. Do what the Storm Chasers do. You know, every time they intercept a tornado, they put a little tornado. Yeah, military sinks something, they put a little thing on the outside. We do that for big milestones. Like every time it first sees a new launch vehicle, maybe we put a little launch vehicle on the side or inside or something.
Cut the stream. We have a little situation.
We're just making sure we were out of the way there. It looks like there's a little party on the horizon.
Again, we are driving from Texas, so things happen on the interstate. Yeah. And that's always a priority, that everyone's safety is taken into consideration.
Maybe you need a Luna for each coast. You know? Anyone know another news van for sale? No, not yet. We're doing one at a time. I will say there have been conversations on what could be. There's a future plan. There's a lot of plans for TLP. You know, up to 2030, we've got some big ideas, especially with Artemis really ramping up and different things. So definitely stay tuned. If you'd like to help support that, becoming a member, stay tuned for that. And we'll be updating the membership stuff probably tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
We have a little situation here on our right side.
Oh yeah.
We're going to stay safe when driving.
Oh my. Yeah. Hopefully that was not too visible for you guys, and apologize if it was. I don't think there was anything too bad, but yeah. But yeah, if you guys have questions, you can send those in. If someone can let me know how audio is too, and even stability of the video, but how the audio is doing, I would appreciate that. Hello, Zach. Who is your friend, the driver? This is Magnus, also known as Space Coast West. He is our solo rocket chaser for everything Space Coast West, for now. But really awesome guy who has taken some of his break off to make this possible, make the drive, and yeah, really excited to have him as part of TLP. I know you guys just started, gas prices upper right, any major changes with the prices? We haven't noticed much. In fact, they're going down from when we started the day at Starbase. You know, the further south you got, you know, you're very remote. But it'll start to go up more tomorrow once we're out of Texas.
As of right now, we've noticed the prices have mainly stayed consistent at the $3.30 mark. I do expect it to stay similar throughout New Mexico and Arizona. If there's anybody watching from those areas, be good to know. I do know in California we can't expect anything of that matter, but that's something.
We're not fueling up in downtown LA where it's over $8.
Yeah, we're going to try to avoid that.
Harvey says, video looks good, sound is pretty good. Cool. We will review it when we're at the hotel tonight. Zach is Magnus from Canada as well. Where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles in California.
Windy.
It is very windy right now.
Yeah, it's now flat plain, so it's windy.
Yeah, with nothing on the side of the road, the wind definitely rolls in. You can feel those gusts of wind when we're driving now.
Yeah. Colin asks, Venice Beach? Just the Los Angeles area. We like to keep our privacy. Yeah, if you guys have questions, send them in the chat. Take us at the launch pad. We'll answer those. I mean, chat's chill enough, you probably don't have to. You can just send them in. Ginger says, that is a wonderful idea for Luna to help your rocket. Oh, yeah, I read that one. Sorry, I missed the beginning of that one. I refreshed my chat, so. This traffic's a lot nicer than when we were in San Antonio. That's why we didn't do the stream until now. You would not have enjoyed San Antonio. It took us about 20 minutes to go a quarter mile on an overpass.
Been driving for a little while now. Traffic has held us back a little bit more than we expected. We still have around 6 hours left of driving. The sun is going down, but it's been a good drive so far with no issues. I would have almost expected more from something this age, but Luna is really performing really nicely, and it's been a very smooth drive. It's just something you want, uneventful. We've passed by what seems to be a couple of trucks related to actually SpaceX on the road. We don't know what it's been, but it matches some of the components. It did look like we passed by a Raptor engine earlier today. Which was really interesting. We were on the road towards McGregor, which branched off a little bit earlier, and this is also the road they use to transport things from Hawthorne to Starbase as well, using the I-10, which we're on right now. not a lot of things are transported between Hawthorne and Starbase, to my knowledge, without stopping at McGregor. I could be wrong. Starbase is really taking up a lot more production of those things itself. So, yeah, I don't personally know how much is being transported by road here. But once we cross by and get close to the El Paso area, we'll get to the same area where they transport boosters from. They're going to transport boosters from Hawthorne to McGregor. And the cool thing about Falcon 9 is Falcon 9 was designed to fit under every single overpass on that road. As you see, it's 16 feet now. I don't know the exact diameter of Falcon 9 in feet. I know it's about 3.9 meters. And you can add a little bit for that trailer. But Falcon 9 was specifically designed with those dimensions in mind so that they could transport it from Hawthorne, this facility in Hawthorne, all the way to the Cape. And they had to actually redo a different route for Vandenberg, because the typical route taken there is it's a little bit harder. Falcon 9 is a long vehicle, so that's all. But it's really interesting how Falcon 9 can be transported by land so easily. They transport what? At this point, they're transporting one from Hawthorne every 2 months or something like that. They're still building Falcons. The fleet is increasing on both sides of the coast. But every single time a Falcon's complete, it stops by McGregor for testing before it's sent either back to California or it's sent to Florida, where it's going to launch approximately every 60 days.
I am monitoring Stairway to 7 with Alpha. Just for you guys' awareness, we're currently sitting at 31 minutes to launch. So we are keeping a close eye on that to see if she ends up flying here today. If she does, maybe I'll grab the stream at T-minus 10 seconds. We can do a live reaction just to Liftoff, but we won't do a full coverage. One, we're on the road. And two, it is from another space channel, and we didn't hear back from Firefly in time for authorization to rebroadcast that. So something we'll work on for the future, hopefully. But we're definitely keeping an eye on it, and hope that they get off the ground here. Be great to see. I know they've had some things last few attempts, so it'd be nice to see Alpha fly again. It's been a little bit, and hopefully have a successful flight, more so. We definitely did debate on if it does delay to tomorrow, could we make it in time with Luna? But it's a no-go from El Paso. We'd have to leave way too early in the morning, and we're already getting in early in the morning. So
yeah, I mean, with the delays we experienced, plan was always to have launch coverage for Luna. I actually headed up to Vandenberg last week in order to try to cover Firefly's launch. Unfortunately, they did scrub that day. I'd gotten on the road. That's how it is. In a case like a rocket like this, Firefly wants to make sure that this launch is successful. It's a very important launch because it's the final launch of Block 1. And as always, if you can send off a rocket like this with a good send, that would be important. They're testing. There's no payload on Stairway to 7. They're testing a couple upgrades for. They're going to be testing a couple upgrades for future launches. They're going to be getting a new Block 2 variant. I don't know when that's going to fly. I do expect it to fly from Vandenberg, and then we should see a launch from Wallops potentially by the end of this year. Firefly is expanding its footprint to both Wallops. They're getting a new launch site at Cape Canaveral. I don't think they've broken ground there yet. And they have a launch site in Sweden where they are expecting to launch next year, which as well. I don't know how everything's going to those sites. I do know that the launch site at Vandenberg is completely ready. That was the old Delta II launch pad. And I do expect to see, I think we should see a launch next year from Wallops. It's all depending on how MLV goes and Antares, because they're going to be using the same launch pad. I don't know the diameter of the rocket, if they need any adapters or so, but that's going to be very interesting to see. It's been a couple of years since we've seen Antares launch. And I mean,
be nice to see MLV come online.
Yeah, I mean, considering MLV is supposed to be a reusable vehicle, they have talked about catching MLV using arresting wires, similar to what the Chinese are doing with this. Is it Changzheng 13? I don't know. Is it Shangzhou or is it Long March? I forgot.
It's not. I don't think it's Long March. I think it's one of the other ones.
It's one of the other ones.
Someone let us know the name in the chat.
It's a Chinese rocket. It's one of the many reusable rockets that are based on a completely innovative design, which is totally not
from Kerbal,
which is totally not based off of either SpaceX or Blue Origin. It's not a SpaceX clone, but anyways, it's a similar system to what they've been doing, which is definitely going to be interesting to see. I mean, we're going to have reusable launch vehicles on every single launch site in the United States in the next 2 years or so.
Except SLS.
I mean, that's so I guess with Falcon wrapping down launches at 39, we're going to have a little bit of a period where we might not have too many reusable launches from Kennedy Space Center, but we're going to see an increase of launches once Starship gets online by hopefully the end of the year. The only launch site that doesn't have reusable launch vehicles will be Alaska, Kodiak, Alaska, unless
41 Vulcan.
Well, I'm talking like launch centers.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting to see if Astra ever pursues reuse. They have said they won't because it's cheaper for them to produce them the way they are.
Let's just see Astra get on the pad again.
But let's see Astra get on the pad. I'm pleasantly surprised by the progress Astra has made, despite the failures. I must say, with all the launches going up this year, I think one of the launches I'm most excited for is going to be Rocket 4. They're going to be testing new engines based off of Firefly, and they're going to be testing Ursa Major's upper stage rocket engine. So it's just going to be really interesting to see another small sat vehicle coming to the market, considering that there hasn't really been any small sat launchers apart from Firefly. ABL, now Longwell, they're doing missile defense. Virgin Orbit doesn't exist. And I can't remember if there was any other US ones off the top of my head.
Not currently.
I mean, you have Phantom Aerospace, which and Vector, which acquired Vector.
Rava. Supposed to be coming. Stoke, of course. We'll see where Stoke's going.
Small sat launcher if they go full reusable. They could do medium if they expand the upper stage. But yeah.
I'm a little biased. Canada's getting some rockets, finally.
Yes, making a lot of progress.
We have some wonderful pads. We just don't have rockets. But it's been neat. Our Prime Minister has made some comments the last few days that apparently we're going to launch our own competitor to Starlink for the proud people of Canada. That's never going to happen. But I can hold hope. But I would love to see some rockets start flying from Canada and hopefully one day get Luna up there as well.
I mean, we're going to see quite a bit of launches throughout the world. Isar Spectrum is launching in less than 2 weeks if weather holds in Norway.
Yeah. Luna can't go there. She could, but it would take a lot.
Luna hasn't received. We've done a couple upgrades of Luna in the past few days. We got new tires, new brakes, got an oil change, but unfortunately, Luna hasn't received the submersible upgrade, so she can't swim just yet. But
make sure you stay tuned for that stream. That'll be members only.
That will be that will be a members only stream once Luna starts swimming. I would definitely check that out. Can't guarantee that's going to happen in the next decade though. But you never know. Car technology is evolving. We might get a flying mod for Luna, but no guarantees there. But we are seeing a lot of progress on the European side. The SAR's launching. I'm super excited for that. I'm also biased considering I have roots in Norway. Hoping to get some projects done there over the summer when I go back. And then we have the Brits and the UK. They're launching from Saxavor. RFA is launching their rocket this summer.
Hopefully.
Which is exciting. And I think it's High Impulse.
High Impulse has got one. We got PLD Space in Spain.
PLD is in Spain. High Impulse is also Saxavor, but I don't think they're this year. We have Orbex is out of the question, which is unfortunate.
Rip Orbex. They had some beautiful tanks.
Good tanks, good smoke machines, but unfortunately that doesn't get you really far in the spaceflight industry. It is surprising though, considering they were based off of Copenhagen Suborbital's infrastructure. They had one of the people from Copenhagen Suborbitals.
Yeah. Oh, Skyrora?
Skyrora is launching. That was my thought.
I don't know if they're heading back to Iceland though for their next one. I think they might be.
Was that, were they supposed to launch from Iceland?
Well, they launched their earlier vehicle from Iceland because the UK was so slow at getting them a launch license. So they did 3 like small vehicles, and then they were told, come to the UK, build your next one, we're ready, and then it took many years to get their launch license. So the launch license they got like a year ago, 8 months ago, isn't actually for their small sat launcher. It's for the same rocket they launched in Iceland like 4 years ago. But it means they could at least launch that from the UK now.
And then there's obviously Ares in Australia, but there's also another company testing rockets in Australia. Yeah. I can't remember if that's High Impulse or Skyrora, so if somebody could correct me on which one it is.
I believe that's High Impulse.
So they're testing their Pathfinder launch. And I mean, we're getting launches and lots of launch providers coming on ground, which is really, really exciting.
It's kind of crazy how many things are coming online. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There is a lot. Matt says, Magnus Luna can fly, just we need a cargo 747. When TLP starts buying its own 747s, someone smack me.
I mean, we are launching a payload to the moon this year, so I mean, anything's possible.
But shockingly enough, spoiler alert, that costs less than Luna.
Hopefully Luna will be able to witness that launch, something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that would be special.
On Falcon Heavy.
Yeah. Hopefully this summer, if the lander's ready.
You never know.
Everyone heard that right. What, the smack me part, or that TLP will buy a plane one day? Many comments I'm not saying on air that remind me later. If you're just joining us, though, welcome aboard Luna, the Locational Uplinking Networking Asset, previously operated by Tim Dodd, the Everyday Astronaut. Prior to that, it was with NBC Connecticut, and now it is on its third era with now the launch pad. So actually a nice sunset tonight. The clouds are a little ruining it, but super excited to have you guys on board for a little bit here. We'll stay live a little longer. The Black Arrows from the UK, those have been launching for decades.
Yeah, but there was Black Arrow 2.
True.
That's I don't know what company produces it, but they're expecting to launch sometime in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't know too much about the rocket though.
It's almost hard to keep up on everything.
There is so many rockets at this point. I mean, there's even the one in Brazil.
Yeah.
InnoSpace. So there's a lot of rockets.
And China's got too many. Who knows what Russia's doing? And then India. We didn't even mention India.
Not India. I mean,
India's launching their test programs for their human-rated vehicles this year.
And they're working. I believe it's a private company is launching a launch not too long either as well. I don't know the name of the rocket, but I know there's supposedly one launching not too long.
So love the way you pronounce Australia. And Luna will have her wings. What type of car is she? She is a 2011 Ford E350 Super Duty.
Yep, and she's got a 6.8 liter V10, and it runs great.
And she purrs. But I don't know how we say Australia. I'm going to have to listen back to that. We are coming into a little bit of a valley here, so we might drop a little bit, just fair warning, but you guys can obviously see that.
Our Starlink is basically mounted completely vertical, so it's pointing towards. You
can see the angle of the windshield. Yeah, the Starlink's aimed at rock right now.
Yeah, the Starlink was originally supposed to be mounted on. I got all the mounting equipment, but we hadn't seen Luna before picking her up, so I didn't know what material the roof was. Apparently, she was glass fiber. I was expecting it to be some sort of steel. So the magnet system I had for the Starlink on the roof didn't work out, but honestly with this wind right now, it might have been for the better good.
Yeah. This is actually working pretty well. We hardly didn't drop much there, a little bit, but there needs to be more smiling faces on interstate highways. I feel like most people don't like long drives, and I think that's the one thing, like, we both we know what we're doing. You know, like we're not bad travelers. Exciting to be I find it exciting to be out on the road because you're going somewhere. It's annoying when you're just heading home and it's boring and sad. But you always have to have a new destination.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you have some stops around the road, there's always something to see.
Yeah.
See while you're driving. I drive to Vandenberg as often as I can, from every other week to at least once a month, and that drive is about 3 to 4 hours every way, depending on the traffic. So I love myself a good drive, and I always enjoy being in Texas. It's fun having a little bit of a change environment whenever you can, and we're seeing lots here. The sun's about to go down, but it's a beautiful state here in Texas.
There is your potty break tank on that trailer.
Yep, we're approaching a gas station, 2 gas stations, judging by the fact that there's 2 on each side. Is this a Sunco and then a Valero? I don't know.
I think that's a Love's.
Could be a Love's.
Gotta love a Love's. We haven't gone to one on this trip. We gotta love a Love's.
We've stopped at a Sun. Okay. We took a detour to go to Buc-ee's.
To the United States' largest Buc-ee's.
It was the largest one, and it was impressive.
Check that off the bucket list.
Yeah, and it was a nice store. I don't know. I'm there in the.
We got the jerky, not sponsored. There might be a stuffed Buc-ee in the van.
Yeah, but it was a great detour. It's definitely something you have to cross off when you head to Texas.
Yeah. I think that'll be the only Buc-ee's of the trip. There we go. Here's our new generator.
So this is actually going to go on the back of Luna, and it's going to make sure we can.
This is our new semi.
This is our new semi, and that's a generator. Could be for some sort of. I don't know exactly what they use those generators for. I've seen them in buildings before, but too small for a data center.
Yeah. Anna Prince says, awesome, my husband is a mechanic, and he said, very nice, it looks very comfortable watching you guys, your cameras don't bounce while driving. Awesome. Well, we are running a GoPro and an iPhone, and then when you were on the close-up shot, that was the MacBook. So I'm pretty sure at least 2 of the 3 have stabilization. So sadly, no Tim Hortons in Texas. There are Tim Hortons in the northeast of the United States. And a bunch in England, like a ton. And it's really weird because they almost think they're McDonald's. They sell burgers. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it.
What do they sell at a Tim Hortons?
A Tim Hortons is a Canadian Dunkin' Donuts, but better. We don't burn our coffee.
Are they the people who are supposed to have a Jeremy Hansen meal, or?
Yes, yeah. They are doing Moonbits. I actually talked to the Canadian Space Agency about them because I was like, we need to do this nationwide, Moonbits. And they're doing like a whole custom box and everything. And Tim Hortons said, okay, then commit to 1 day to launch your rocket and crew to the moon. And Canada said that's not how that works. So they said, okay, we're doing it at 1 location. So maybe in the future we'll see it. If you work at Tim Hortons, do the whole country. It's worth it. No, gotta love a Tim Hortons, a nice ice cap, a double-double. If you're not Canadian, you don't know what that is, but Ian says safe travels to you both. I bet so fun to drive Luna knowing all the history. Yeah, it's I will say when we both pulled up and saw her, we had her picked up and working on before we even got her, and it was a little shocking. We went into the back of the shop and she had parts all off of her, and we sent a message to the crew, Luna's on life support, pray. But no, they were doing really incredible work on her in Port Isabel, a shop we got to. We really appreciate her. They worked on her basically 2 days straight so that we could be ready for this drive, and did a really fantastic job.
I mean, I personally asked, thoughts went through my mind, are we actually doing this?
So many times. It's like the guy, so I was finishing up the paperwork at the desk, and a mechanic finished up in the back, and he came and he just so casually handed me the keys, and they were in my hand, and then I paused and I was like, wait a minute, you just handed... Okay, pause.
Are we supposed to drive this thing?
She's ours now? Tim is unfortunately, he's just in Iowa. It would have been cool to have a handoff with him, but if for some reason we get her out to Artemis, if we make that possible, it would be cool to get a picture together and keep that history. And that's one of the special things with calling her Luna.
We do have the Luna sign in the back.
Yeah, you can you can see that sign, and that sign's not going. Oh, well, not that one. That one. There we go. And boom, Luna. We can't power her just yet, but we got to do some power work on her. But we know what we need to do, and it's nothing crazy. It's just sitting for a while, and there was no point in having everything functional if you weren't operational. So yeah. Yule Flesh says, yeah, we don't burn our coffee. McDonald's doesn't. Yeah. Ian says there's going to be some testing going on at Starbase right now. Tank Farm's very active. Awesome. We do have our 24/7 cameras down there. It's been really hazy and dusty the last couple of weeks, so...
Yeah, I mean, when we were down there for Luna, that wind was going fast. It was, that was some wind. The clouds were just, they were, I don't know the speed, but it was fast. It was surreal. Just taking a look and seeing those, it was completely surreal. Seeing V3 on the pad. The last time I was at Starbase was 1.5 years ago for Flight 5.
I was there for Flight 6 and tried to kill me.
And it's really interesting to see this change. I will say Pad 2 looks completely different than the photos. It is surreal. V3,
it's so clean.
It is so clean. It looks so professional, so well made. I mean, Pad A, the thing about Pad A is they went through a lot of changes there. Originally, Pad A was supposed to have a different mounting system because it was, when they originally designed the legs for Pad A, or Pad 1, I should say, they designed that for the super heavy booster that had these almost these winglets, because the super heavy booster was supposed to land on a landing pad. This was before they were supposed to catch it. They had the Falcon style grid fins that would deploy and all that. But then the Starship program changes faster than I can speak. So they were able to make the donut, and they made the donut function for those legs. But now with everything gone, I mean, you just take a look at Pad 2. The tower is so clean, and the pad as well. I mean, the launch mount, you can really tell that with Star Factory and everything, they're really stepping up their game from just a project outside intents to a real production. It's really impressive. To anyone who's watching, you have to get out to Starbase, even if there isn't a launch. It's surreal just standing there, driving by Booster 12 and Ship 20, so close. You kind of get to see the scale of those things at almost a better way than seeing them on the pads, just seeing them in the rocket guard.
Just again, I am keeping an eye on what's happening with Firefly. We are 10 minutes to their current count. We'll keep an eye on that. If we do get down to that last little bit, we might pull us up big screen and put it in the corner just so we can see it, see if it gets off the ground, hopefully. Of course, go head over and watch that. Strickler says Firefly finally launching. Oh, you still got 10 minutes, don't worry. They can still hold if they want to. But hopefully we will see them get off the ground here today. I did see a comment come in from Anna. Hey, my grandson says hi, and when can he see the rocket launch? I told him it's all about the beautiful Luna today, and he said, okay, maybe tomorrow I'll see the rocket launch. Ocean is 4. Well, hey Ocean, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Yeah, today's about Luna, no rockets. That's one of the things we are buying is new seats.
I've seen better days. They are 15 years old.
Yeah,
but
they've had 15 years of use,
and they still work. But I mean, once you've been on the road for what is it, 8 hours now, something like that, definitely start to notice it and feel.
Sorry if the audio's dropped a little there. I realized we dropped the sensor. I don't know how long ago, so it should be closer now. We are like full wireless, so this is into the computer, and then we've got our mics on. So,
and it is windy right now, so I mean, it might be difficult to hear us over that wind, which is at that angle that it just passes. It is what it is. We're approaching that sunset.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Once we pass the semi, you should start to see that sun just fall below that follow that hilltop. Gorgeous sunset here in Texas. Yeah.
I think we look better than the sunset just because of the nice golden glow on us in the vehicle. Anna says, "Hey Zach, I'm sure Luna will be there for Artemis. We'd like to." And jumping a gun, I would say based on how she's done today, we would be confident to drive her. But there's a lot of other logistics that go into that, and then on top of that, there's the commitment of the amount of money to get her. She's thirsty.
Unfortunately, it's not as easy as just jumping in for a trip to Vandenberg or something like this. Driving to Florida would take about 4 days, minimum 2 nights.
Wait.
And then, you have to account for gas. It is a 2,500 mile trip, and that uses quite a bit of gas. She doesn't have the best mileage, and
she's not loaded up yet. That's
she's not
the
even
other
loaded
thing.
up. And then there's the fact, do we drive her without our production equipment? We haven't installed any production equipment. We do have equipment secured for Artemis. We are planning to be on that press site, bringing you live coverage for Artemis 2 when that happens. And but we would that's adapted for a more mobile setup. But we can't wait to fit out Luna with a permanent setup that can be brought anywhere at a week's glance, basically.
Yeah, and that's the big thing I think with Luna is, with enough notice, really we can take her anywhere. And once she's fully online, that's where, the decision on where's her home base. And we'll see where the space industry is at that time on what makes the most sense. And then see where TLP's at that point as well.
As much as I would want to say keep her up on the West Coast, the West Coast operations are a little bit slower than what's going on in Florida and Starbase.
For now.
But there are a couple pads picking up. Blue Origin might be is planning a pad at Vandenberg, Slick 9, and SpaceX is potentially planning Starship. It hasn't been determined, but there's a pad being allocated there for super heavy lift vehicles that are operational, and really the only ones that are capable of that would be New Glenn and Starship. With SpaceX planning on focusing on data centers in orbit, that would make a lot of sense to do in a sun-synchronous orbit, and the best place to reach that is, of course, going to be Vandenberg. And the positioning of that launch site is accessible by the port, so that means the barge from Starbase can be brought up to Florida, to Vandenberg, and they can load the booster and ship there. It's also, Vandenberg is quite hilly, but that one area right there isn't surrounded by mountains, so I don't think acoustics is going to be as big of an issue as it would be at, say, Slick 6. Which one of the reasons, obviously the Challenger disaster put the nail in the coffin there, but the SRBs were a concern there since they didn't know how the sound would reflect. It did go totally okay for Delta, but those SRBs, they are loud.
And I am keeping an eye on Alpha. We are 4 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. If we get down to like 20 seconds, I will swap her into the bottom corner screen there for you guys. Put us big screens just so we're reacting to it. Definitely go and watch it on the official broadcast, but
I would love to be there. We would all love to be there. But
I was gonna say, if we were a little further, you might have been able to see her. But
yeah, I mean, we'd have to. If we were in the Arizona area,
I'm not sure it's jellyfish level tonight.
It's not jellyfish in California. It's 5:45, 2 hours. So you wouldn't. It's with the time change, it's going to be. I don't think anyone in California. This is going to retrograde orbit, so it might be difficult to see. But definitely give a look for it. I honestly think the people in Arizona are going to have a better chance at seeing it because you'd have some sort of reflection there, but I don't know how it looks like in Arizona at this point in time, and we are simply way too far away to have any chance of seeing it.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice, Anna. I appreciate it. That's I don't even know how to react to that. Ocean just told me you're his superhero, Zach. Aww.
I also can't watch Firefly, so we're going.
Yeah, you'll get to watch it at the hotel.
We're going full in Apollo. I'm just listening to the radio here, listening to the call-outs and seeing how it goes. And I'm going to envision that everything is going nicely. And I'm really rooting for Firefly for this launch. Fingers are crossed on the steering wheel.
Michael says, I appreciate the graphics very much. Good overview. Awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're super excited for... these are fun to pull together, and we're excited to bring stuff similar to this to other TLP broadcasts in the near future. It'll take a little bit to do it, but we're working on a lot of things. Website, app, lots of things coming in the near future. I know we've said that for a while. Websites are hard. Space is hard. Websites are hard.
Yeah, the hardest part with a website is finding a developer and a team that really knows how you can work really nicely with, and
understands rockets. That's the hard part. Like, our website is it's not a difficult site, but there's a lot of complex little things that I'm like, oh, well, we want a booster tracker. And then I realize they don't know what a booster is. So then I have to explain a booster, then explain how we track boosters, and then how we want it. And you're also sometimes dealing with language barriers and time zones, and
we want to put together a system that is really helpful to use. And there's a lot of things that need to be done for that, and we want to make sure it's done properly before we drop something like that.
Yeah, we've pulled websites together fast before. They worked okay, but with this one, when we launch, we want it to be right and to be ready. Yeah. We're going to do the Apple model. We might not have the first foldable phone. We might not have the fifth foldable phone. But you know what? When we drop a foldable phone, we're going to go, wow.
The question is, will Apple even have a foldable phone?
With the number of patents they have, they better. We're 90 seconds to launch, keeping an eye on it. It's funny, Alpha almost looks like a Falcon 9.
They do. They've changed the fairing from a silver fairing to a white fairing.
Yeah, so it literally looks like Falcon 9 on a pad.
And with the frosty look, it's carbon fiber, but when it's frosty, it's going to look white.
Got 1 minute to launch. Good luck, Firefly, everyone involved. I'll bring it up at, about 20 seconds or so, guys. Alpha, it's its 7th flight. It's had a hit and miss history, so hopefully we have a nice flight happening here today. I'll bring that in the corner. There we go. We have water deluge, it looks like. 15. Minus 10, 9, and it buffered. Not 8, 9, 8, there we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Flight 7. Yep, she's going. There, yep, she's going. There we go. Yep, she's left the pad. She's in the air. There we go. That is awesome. You know what? They took their time. They had things show up on sensors the last few days. They wanted to not risk it, and they took that time to make sure she was right and ready, and she's on her way.
Yeah, in a situation like this, they had a couple issues with some sensors and some high winds. Alpha's a little sensitive rocket. It's not as big as Falcon, so we want to make sure they want to make sure Alpha gets the biggest chance of success as possible.
Switch back to the road views. You guys can see what's left of sunset. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions, you can drop those in. Let us know. I love how we made the joke, oh, we'll drive an hour or two in the dark. Nope, it's going to be a little bit more than that.
Yep, it's going to be a little longer, but luckily I'm on California time, so it doesn't appear to be an issue at this given
My
moment.
body doesn't know what time it's on. Is it on East Coast? Is it on Central? Now it's going to be on Pacific before it goes back to Mountain. I'm punching all the cards. Wow. They have passed through Max Q. They're heading towards MECO and stage separation in about 30 seconds or so. Appreciate you guys giving us the updates in the chat. That's awesome.
Almost looks like on that the weather cam, they're using infrared.
Yeah, they're almost all the stuff's infrared.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the conditions are, but they use infrared because Vandenberg has a level of haze.
Yeah.
And that's not Firefly's cameras, that's the range using those. Both Falcon and Firefly both use the same cameras at Vandenberg for tracking because it's the Vandenberg range that basically operates that. So the military there has to monitor if it's on course and not, and that's the duty of the U.S. military, U.S. Space Force for that matter. So they track it, make sure it's not diverting. If they see Alpha start flipping, that's when they can, obviously that's why we have automated flight termination, but obviously not hoping for any of that use right now.
Second stage is burning. They had a good separation.
That's great. That's improvement from last time.
That's huge.
Yeah, and Firefly, they're based out of Texas, so I don't know. They're a little bit in the opposite direction, but yeah, we're in Texas. Firefly's in Texas, and they're launching from California. I guess that was a little random statement, but
random statements happen once you're what are we at? 10 hours, 24 minutes into a drive.
Yep.
Congratulations, Firefly. So far, a great flight here, it looks like. We will wait for Firefly to confirm everything once the flight's complete. Yeah, if you guys have any last questions, drop those in. We'll stay live for a little bit longer, but as it gets darker, we want to focus on the drive, and we got some other work we can do, and we're going to get darker pretty quick. So we don't have studio lighting yet in the online. So
yeah, and it would be super helpful when you're driving.
Yeah, we just need a curtain here that comes around me, so then I can be lit. I don't know if you could, but it'd be cool to have proper seats in the back that you could be in the studio working.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, if the seats are properly bolted to the ground, you are allowed to drive it with people as long as their seatbelts and they're properly. Yeah. And we're actually 289 miles away from Van Horn, which is where Blue Origin has their launch site.
We debated popping over, but it'll be dark.
Yeah.
So not this trip, maybe on one of the road trips to Artemis or back, or another time out to Florida.
Yeah, unfortunately, Blue Origin has put New Shepard on pause for the next 2 years. I do believe they still use Van Horn for certain engine testing, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Van Horn it is. There's actually a surprising amount of spaceflight operations taking place out of Texas.
Ian, is the van going to be kept in California for the time being, or are you just visiting? Luna will be stationed there for now while we do some work on her, some renovations, some cleanup, and then the build out, the first couple of phases of the build out. If we have a reason to go somewhere before we fully deploy her to Florida, then those will be considered, but for now she'll be Space Coast West based. That is our testing ground with her, and then once she's done her full build out, which we expect to take a number of months. We're going to take the time to do it right. We're not going to bankrupt the company doing it either. These are not cheap vehicles and to build out, to do the production. So if you guys stay tuned tomorrow, we'll relaunch the Patreon. There'll be some sections in Discord and on Patreon where you can get updates on going behind the scenes of Luna, the build, maybe even get to do some polling on making decisions for some of the stuff in Luna. There'll be ability to have your name on Luna and different things. So stay tuned to that, and we hope to get that out tomorrow, if not a couple of days. But bear with us; we'll get that out, and that'll be where you can kind of stay up to date on the latest of everything. And there'll be videos and live streams and a ton of stuff around all of that. Chandler, Arizona saw the Alpha launch.
Oh, that's perfect.
A time lapse would be cool. Yeah, there's some things we could time lapse, like if we do the floor or the wrap. Whenever we do decide to do that down the road, that's a later project. That's one of the last things I think is the outside.
Now we're focused on making building Luna from the inside. Obviously, she does need.
I mean, the outside stuff doesn't make sense to do if she's just parked, especially in California with the sun. You're gonna pay to have this beautiful wrap, and then you're just gonna sun bleach it because she's not. I mean, she's gonna move around, and we'll take her up to Vandy and do testing and stuff. But there's no point in doing that until she's really operational and in the field constantly.
Luna currently has decals on it from its original operator, NBC Connecticut.
Yeah. So we're not going live outside of the van with that in the background.
So we'll try to get those removed. As cool as it is, we don't want any problems there. So we're going to remove those as soon as we can.
Actually, at one of our last pit stops, we came out of the gas station, and there was a guy waiting by the van, and he was like, "Are you guys with NBC Connecticut?" And it was like, "No." And he's like, "I live literally right down the block from where that van's from." It was like, I probably saw it growing up and stuff. And it was like, yeah, no, definitely not. But that's cool.
Yep.
But so it's had a neat history. It's.
I mean, this history, it's been used for multiple things. It has a deep history. It's a good vehicle.
Yeah.
It does need some fixes since it's NBC days, but yeah, it's 15 years or something like that. Has 42,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
And it's still operating really well. These vans, if the engine is well maintained, they can operate for 300, 400, 500,000 miles, all depending on how the engine is
And they're built on a base that every shop in the country knows how to work on.
Exactly.
Which is a really nice blessing. You hope you don't have to use it, but, it's not like I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a Tesla and I want one. But, Tesla, you can't drive into any shop and get work done. With this, you really can go anywhere if you really... Woo! That's a nice gust of wind.
Yeah, there's a little gust here as it's getting more and more flat the closer we get to El Paso. But yeah, unfortunately, as nice as it would be to have an electric van, doing a trip like this in an electric van simply wouldn't be possible.
It would be 4 days from Starbase to California.
Considering the amount of stops we had, we've already done 200 miles since the last stop, and once we do a fuel stop, we'll try to get one not too long. It takes us a couple minutes to fuel up. I personally drive an EV up to Vandenbergen. It's nice having that charge stop, but anything longer than that, you definitely start to notice that those stops do add up.
But I think with that, we do want to get ready to take a look for a fuel stop. It was great to see Alpha fly. Make sure you've engaged your notifications. We'll do probably at least one of these tomorrow, maybe two, we'll see. And we'll hopefully get that Patreon out to you guys. But I think unless Magnus has anything less, we'll wrap it up for the night for what you guys get to see. And we'll continue our next 400 miles till the end of the day.
Yeah. As the sun sets here, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It's been great, great honor being here with you guys today. And yeah.
And I never thought about we need a sign off, but for the first time from Luna, this is Magnus and Zach, and we will see you next time because space is better together. Good night.